काले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देव्यै गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे। तो we have to discuss nectar of instruction.
You want me to share, Mataji, the screen?
Yes, Prabhu. Can you share?
Let me share the screen. Can you see the screen, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. I can see now.
Okay.
So I will repeat once and then any of you can repeat here. Welcome to all of you for Nectar of Instruction class, which we have alternative Tuesdays. So today I will be talking, we will read this shloka number 10, Nectar of Instruction, verse 10, and also we will discuss little about Dashara. Okay. कर्मी व्यापरितो हरे प्रियतया व्यक्तिं ययोर्ज्ञानिनास्तेभ्यो ज्ञानविमुक्तभक्तिपरमा प्रेमैकनिष्ठास्तथा तेभ्यास्ता पशुपालपङ्कजदृशास्ताभ्योऽपि साराधिका प्रेष्टा तद्वदमियं तदीयसरसि तं नाश्रयेत् काकृति. Anybody want to read?
Yeah, I can repeat, Mataji. You want to just do language and I can repeat.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah.
कर्मी व्यापरितो हरे प्रियतया
कर्मी व्यापरितो हरे प्रियतया
व्यक्तिं ययुर्ज्ञानिनास्
व्यक्तिं यायुर्ज्ञानिनास्
तेभ्यो ज्ञानविमुक्तभक्तिपरमा
तेभ्यो ज्ञानविमुक्तभक्तिपरमः
प्रेमैकनिष्ठास्तथा
प्रेमैकनिष्ठास्तथा
तेभ्यस्ता पशुपालपङ्कजदृशास्
तेभ्यस्ता पशुपालपङ्कजदृशात्
ताभ्योऽपि साराधिका
ताभ्योऽपि
ताभ्योऽपि
साराधिका
राधिका
प्रेष्ठा तद्वदमियं तदीयसरसि
प्रेष्ठा
प्रेष्ठा तद्वदीयं
तद्वदीयं
तदीयसरसि
तदीयसरसि
तं नाश्रयेत् काकृति
तां नाश्रयेत्
नाश्रयेत्
काकृति
काकृति.
कः कृति
Okay, one more time I will read so it will be clear for all of you. कर्मीभ्यः परितो हरे प्रियतया व्यक्तिं ययुर्ज्ञानिनास् तेभ्यो ज्ञानविमुक्तभक्तिपरमा प्रेमैकनिष्ठास्तथा तेभ्यस्ता पशुपालपङ्कजदृशास्ताभ्योऽपि साराधिका प्रेष्ठा तद्वदमियं तदीयसरसि तं नाश्रयेत् काकृति. Yes, Prabhu. Shall we go for the synonyms?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. Karmibhya, then all fruitive workers. Paritha, in all respects. Hare, by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Priyataya, because of being favored. Vyaktim, Yayu. It is said in the Shastra. Tebhya, superior to them. Jnana Vimukta, liberated by knowledge. Bhakti Parama, those engaged in devotional service. Prema Eka Nishtha, those who have attained pure love of God. Tata, superior to them. Tebhya, better than them. Tha, they. Pashupala Pankaja Drisha, the gopis who are always dependent on Krishna, the coward boy. Thabhya, above all of them. Api, certainly. Sa, she. Radhika, Srimati Radhika. Preshta, very dear. Tatvad, Tadvat. Similarly, Iyam, this. Tadiya Sarasi, her lake. Sri Radhakunda. Tam, Radhakunda. Na, not. Ashrayet, would take shelter of. Ka, who. Kriti, most fortunate. Translation by His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. In the Shastra, it is said that of all types of fruitive workers, he who is advanced in knowledge of the higher values of life is favored by the Supreme Lord Hari. Out of many such people who are advanced in knowledge, Jnanis, one who is practically liberated by virtue of his knowledge may take to devotional service. He is superior to the others. However, one who has actually attained prema, pure love of Krishna, is superior to him. The gopis are exalted above all the advanced devotees because they are always totally dependent upon Sri Krishna, the transcendental covered boy. Among the gopis, Srimati Radharani is the most dear to Krishna. Her kunda, lake, profoundly dear to is as profoundly dear to Lord Krishna as this most beloved of the gopis, who then will not reside at Radhakunda and in a spiritual body surcharged with ecstatic devotional feelings, aprakrita bhava, render loving service to the divine couple Sri Radha Govind, who perform their Ashtakaliya Leela, their eternal eightfold daily pastimes. Indeed, those who execute devotional service on the banks of Radhakunda are the most fortunate people in the universe. So, Parpat, maybe everybody can take a turn to read one paragraph. Is that good?
Sure.
Yes.
Anybody wants to go first? Priya Mataji, you want to read?
Prabhuji, can I go next? The screen
Okay.
is not on. I'll switch to
Sure.
that.
Okay. I can go, Mataji. I can read.
I
So,
forgot you can't speak English.
purport. At the present moment, almost everyone is engaged in some kind of productive activity. Those who are desirous of gaining material profits by working are called karmis or fruitive workers. All living entities within this material world have come under the spell of Maya. This is described in the Vishnu Puran 6.7.61. Vishnu Shakti Para Prokta Kshetragnakhya Tatha Para Avidya Karma Sam, Sangnaya
Sanganya.
Sangnanya Tritiya Shaktir Ishyate. Sages have divided the energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead into three categories, namely the spiritual energy, marginal energy, and material energy. The material energy is considered to be the third class energy, Tritiya Shakti. Those living beings within the jurisdiction of the material energy sometimes engage themselves like dogs and hogs in working very hard simply for sense gratification. However, in this life or after executing pious activities in the next life, some karmis become strongly attracted to performing various kinds of sacrifices mentioned in the Vedas. Thus, on the strength of their pious merit, they are elevated to heavenly planets. Actually, those who perform sacrifices strictly according to Vedic injunctions are elevated to the moon and planets above the moon. As mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 21, Kshine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti. After exhausting the results of their so called pious activities, they again return to the earth, which is called Martyaloka, the place of death. Although such persons may be elevated to the heavenly planets by their pious activities, and although they may enjoy life there for many thousands of years, they nonetheless must return to this planet when the results of their pious activities are exhausted. Anybody else wants to read?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yeah, please go ahead.
This is the position of all karmis, including those who act piously and those who act impiously. On this planet, we find many businessmen, politicians, and others who are simply interested in material happiness. They attempt to earn money by all means, not considering whether such means are pious or impious. Such people are called karmis or gross materialists. Among the karmis are some vikarmis, people who act without the guidance of Vedic knowledge. Those who act on the basis of Vedic knowledge perform sacrifices for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu and to receive benedictions from him. In this way, they are elevated to higher planetary systems. Such karmis are superior to the vikarmis, for they are faithful to the directions of the Vedas and are certainly dear to Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita 4.11, Krishna says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham. In whatever way one surrenders unto me, I reward him accordingly. Krishna is so kind that he fulfills the desires of the karmis and jnanis, not to speak of the bhaktas. Although the karmis are sometimes elevated to a higher planetary system, as long as they remain attached to fruitive activities, they must accept new material bodies after death. If one acts piously, he can attain a new body among the demigods in the higher planetary systems, or he may attain some other position in which he can enjoy a higher standard of material happiness. On the other hand, those who are engaged in impious activities are degraded and take birth as animals, trees, and plants. Thus, those fruitive actors who do not care for the Vedic directions or vikarmis are not appreciated by learned saintly persons, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.4. नूनं प्रमत्ता कुरुते विकर्मा यद् इन्द्रियप्रीतया आप्नोति न साधु मन्ये यतात्मनोऽयम् असन्नपि क्लेशदासदेहः. Somebody else would like to continue? Or should I continue?
You can read, Mataji.
Okay. Materialists who work hard like dogs and hogs simply for sense gratification are actually mad. They simply perform all kinds of abominable activities simply for sense gratification. Materialistic activities are not at all worthy of an intelligent man, for as a result of such activities, one gets a material body which is full of misery. The purpose of human life is to get out of the threefold miserable conditions which are concomitant with material existence. Unfortunately, fruitive workers are mad to earn money and acquire temporary material comforts by all means. Therefore, they risk being degraded to lower species of life. Materialists foolishly make many plans to become happy in this material world. They do not stop to consider that they will live only for a certain number of years, out of which they must spend the major portion acquiring money for sense gratification. Ultimately, such activities end in death. Materialists do not consider that after giving up the body, they may become embodied as lower animals, plants, or trees. Thus, all their activities simply defeat the purpose of life. Not only are they born ignorant, but they act on the platform of ignorance, thinking that they are getting material benefits in the shape of skyscraper buildings, big cars, honorable positions, and so on. The materialists do not know that in the next life they will be degraded and that all their activities simply serve as parabhava, their defeat. This is the verdict of Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.5. Parabhavastavad abodhajatah. Should I continue, Mataji?
Yeah, we'll ask others if they want to. Otherwise, we can continue. Anybody else want to read?
Yeah, I can read. Hare Krishna, I can read.
Yes, Prabhu, go on.
Does
One should
a
be.
gnani considered superior
No,
to a...
Prabhu.
No, you
One.
missed the paragraph. I think. Yeah, go
Yeah,
one up.
Oh, the above one?
yeah. One should
One
therefore.
should therefore be eager to understand the science of the soul.
Atma Tattva.
Sense of the soul, Atma Tattva, unless one comes to the platform of Atma Tattva, by which one understands that the soul and not the body is oneself. One remains on the platform of ignorance. Out of thousands and even millions of ignorant people who are wasting their time simply gratifying their senses, one may come to the platform of knowledge and understand higher values of life. Such a person is called a gnani. A gnani knows that fruitive activities will bind him to material existence and cause him to transmigrate from one kind of a body to another, as indicated in Srimad Bhagavatam by the term Sarira, but Sarira Bandha, bound to bodily existence. As long as one maintains any conception of sense enjoyment, his mind will be absorbed in karma, fruitive activity, and this will oblige him to transmigrate from one body to another. Thus, a gnani is considered superior to a karmi because he at least refrained from the blind activities of sense enjoyment. This is the verdict of the Supreme Personal of Godhead. However, although a gnani may be liberated from the ignorance of the karmis, unless he comes to the platform of devotional service, he is still considered to be in ignorance, avidya. Although one may be accepted as a gnani or one advanced in knowledge, his knowledge is considered impure because he has no information of devotional service and thus neglects the direct worship of the lotus feet of the Supreme Person of Godhead. When a gnani takes to devotional service, he rapidly becomes superior to an ordinary gnani. Such, such an advanced person is described as Gnana Vimukta Bhakti Parama. How a gnani takes to devotional service is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 7.19, wherein Krishna says, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Gnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvam Iti Sa Mahatma Sudarlabha. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to the knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Actually, a person is wise when he surrenders unto the lotus feet of Krishna. But such a Mahatma, great soul, is very rare. After taking to devotional service under the regulative principles, a person may come to the platform of spontaneous love of Godhead. following in the footsteps of great devotees like Narada and Sanaka and Sanatana. The Supreme Person of Godhead then recognized him to be superior. The devotees who have developed love of Godhead are certainly in an exalted position. Yeah, somebody can continue. Okay, of all these devotees, the gopis are recognized as superior because they do not know anything other than satisfying Krishna. Nor do the gopis expect any return from Krishna. Indeed, sometimes Krishna puts them into extreme suffering by separating himself from them. Nonetheless, they cannot forget Krishna. When Krishna left Vrindavan for Mathura, the gopis became most dejected, dejected and spent the rest of their lives simply crying in separation from Krishna. This means that in one sense they were never actually separated from Krishna. There is no difference between thinking of Krishna and associating with him. Rather, Ipralamba Seva, thinking of Krishna in separation, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, is far better than serving Krishna directly. Thus, of all the devotees who have developed unalloyed devotional love for Krishna, the gopis are most exalted. And out of all these exalted gopis, Srimati Radharani is the highest. No one can excel the devotional service of Srimati Radharani. Indeed, even Krishna cannot understand the attitude of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, he took her position and appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just to understand her tangential feelings. In this way, Srila Rupa Goswami gradually concludes that Srimati Radharani is the most exalted devotee of Krishna and that her Kunda lake, Sri Radha Kunda, is the most exalted place. This is verified in quotation from Lagu Bhagavata, Lagu Bhagavata Amrita, Uttarakhanda 44, as quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yata Radha Priya Vishnos, Tasya Kundam Priyam Tata, Sarva Gopisu Saivaika, Vishnur Atyanta Vallabha, Vishnur Atyanta Vallabha. Just as Srimati Radharani is dear to the Supreme Lord Krishna, Vishnu, so her bathing place Radhakunda is equally dear to Krishna. Among all gopis, she alone stands supreme as the Lord's most beloved. Therefore, everyone interested in Krishna consciousness should ultimately take shelter of Radhakunda and execute devotional service there through one's life. This is the conclusion of Rupa Goswami in the 10th verse of Upadeshamrita.
Very well. So, any realizations, anything you all want to share about this? So last shloka, what we learned, Mataji only was telling us about the last shloka. It teaches about the importance of all the holy places, right? Like Mathura, what are the holy dhams? That is very important. So when you see that, it was teaching you, this shloka was explaining more about holy places, like which is very important. So first comes as Mathurasi, it is there. So superior to Mathura. So Vaikunta is superior to Mathura, but Mathura is again superior to Vrindavan, right? And Vrindavan is superior to Govardhan. So it is being told like that. So there is an order of it. In the same way, today's shloka is a description about people, how we are all in the alignment. So first we can take about karmis. That is what in the shloka from the beginning it has been explained about the energies of the Lord. That is three energies. That is internal energy, spiritual energy is only internal energy, marginal energy, that is tatastha shakti, and material energy, that is the material energy. And what did I say? Material energy only, right? Yeah. External energy, or we can say that Maya. So these energies are being described. And what is the third class is told as Tritiya Shakti, that is the material energy. So, material energy is nothing but the illusion, that is Maya. So, when we are too much involved with Maya, we try to perform activities which are like both, like pious, impious, all. So, when we say karmis, it does not mean that all karmis are doing only good work. That is all pious deeds only. So they are doing any type of work which they are accumulating some pious deeds as well as some impious deeds. So when they are accumulating pious deeds and they are doing pious activity, so that is where here we can see that, right? Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam stataiva bhajamyaham mama vartamanu manushya partha sarvashah. So here the Lord is saying, how much you reciprocate, I also reciprocate to you the same way. So the more good deeds you are doing, so you are expecting to go back to heavenly planets. He is happily sending you to heavenly planets. While somebody is doing bad deeds and doing actions that are not prescribed as per our shastras. So, what is there happening? They are piling up the karma, that is impious karma. So, what happens there? They are going to face the sinful reactions. Not only just going back to hellish planets, their life from human birth will come down to the below level. What you say that swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. What is that mahabhaya? The fear of falling down from the human life. So this may come upon. So that is the reason when you are doing in the platform of karma level, karma kandis or karmis level, our distinction is not very clear. So these are the lower standard of people because they don't know like what exactly to be done, what leads to the path of Krishna, what takes you back to Godhead. They cannot distinguish. Ultimately, they do is one is to get pious deeds and go back to heaven, or they are doing some things that are not prescribed as per scriptures. This is the differentiation. Better than these karmis are jnanis because they have lot of knowledge. So that knowledge can erase a lot of what you say, it can bring on some purification. So slowly they can understand what is good, what is not good, and then they go ahead. So among all these jnanis also, the topmost level is bhaktas, that is devotees. In devotees, who is the topmost is none other than gopis. Among gopis, who is the most toppest devotee is Radharani. Because why gopis are always placed on top of bhaktas? So when you see the lineage, it just goes to gopis, and gopis, from gopis it goes to Radharani, because they are in the love of separation, so much in love of separation that they don't miss Krishna even for a minute. See, when there is a person in front of you, you are seeing that person. But when you are also doing some activities, you may also reply that you may not do some activities. But when the person is not in front of you, who is very dear one to you, to the heart, you are now remembering that person every minute. While you're drinking water, you're remembering him. While you're eating, you're remembering. Any work you're doing, you're trying to remember him. Not just trying, you are remembering him. So, in the same way, the gopis' love is beyond anything. So, they were ready to give the dust of their foot for reducing the pain of head pain of Krishna, and they were ready to go back to hell. That is the love of gopis, that they are ready to accept hell to satisfy Krishna, to take away pain for Krishna. So that kind of deep love is found in gopis. And among gopis, Radharani is the topmost devotee. So that is why, as we read now, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also appeared here in the to understand what Radharani's emotions and what level of devotion Radharani was performing, like Srimati Radharani, right? So that is what this whole verse explain about. If you, any of you have anything to discuss, please do. Uh, you can just open up with your points or say something. You have anything? Okay. So, His Grace Balimardan Prabhu asked to speak something about Dashara, that is Vijaya Dasami. So, how many minutes is left, Prabhu? We can just finish it.
Yeah, put 8 more minutes. 8 more minutes.
8 more minutes left, right? Okay. So, all of us know like Vijay Dashami is a very grand festival in India. So, we always think that the goodness wins over the evil power. That is why we do the Ravan Dahana, Rama killing the Ravana thing. But there are many list of events that have occurred during Vijayadashami. So one is we all know that how Durga, Mother Durga is being worshipped because she has killed Mahishasura on the day of Dashami, and that is one incident. The other one is like we know like how Ramachandra has also killed Ravanasura, the ten-headed demon. That is one pastime that has happened. So another event that occurs is it's also a time of harvest for this Navadanya. So that is one more thing that happens during this time. And most of the people, at least in India, try to follow this. In 16 samskaras, there is one samskara of Vidyaramba. So they try to do the first writing of the letter in the grains. They do that in a very grand way. So that also like beginning of learning starts on that day. And the one more most important thing for all of us, because it is Madhvacharya's appearance also happens on Vijayadashami. And one more incident is, I hope all of you know Mahabharat. In Mahabharat, the Virata Parva, that place, when they were in the incognito exile, um there would be the war that was, they will have to fight a war in the on behalf of King Virata. So Uttara and Arjuna goes there and they fight a war against Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and Duryodhana and all of them. So this was the day they won over that war too. So coming to this Ramachandra's pastime, so this was the time when Lord Rama killed Ravanasura, and during Deepavali he would return back to Ayodhya. So this 10 heads of Ravana always symbolizes 10 kinds of anarthas. So what are these 10 kinds of anarthas? Are nothing but anger, lust, greed, attachment, pride, selfishness, jealousy, injustice, cruelty, ego, all these things. So this is not just there was a demon called Ravana and we are trying to kill him. It is also that all these bad qualities exist in every one of us. So on this auspicious occasion of Dashara, we all have to fight back with all these qualities, that we erase them and improve our qualities by chanting Hare Krishna and doing some devotional service, because just now we read Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. By getting human body itself is a very rare thing, and because we have got this human body, we have to utilize it in the right sense. So we can try to come out of these 10 demonic qualities from all of us. At least try to do some little work on it. But when we chant Hare Krishna, slowly we reduce these qualities and slowly we can erase these anarthas. Hare Krishna. Any of you have any new points or anything, you can just share it to us also. Yeah, we can stop here.